best way to describe what this video is all about
is how to drop a 25 kill streak COD nuke in this game. Welcome to Dota 2, where today we are going to be talking about a big arm, short leg, gorilla looking fur creature that we refer to him as Earthshaker. This beefy boy goes into battlefield with two weapons. First one being his fist. Those biceps are not just for show. He is locked and loaded all the time. Second one being a totem, which he specifically uses as a cricket bat or as a drum in his free time. I can summarize my Earthshaker experience into 3 words: slammin' and jammin', creating as much chaos as possible to the point even your teammates are confused what's happening. Teamfight starts, everything is simple, understandable and logical. Until big man teleports into the battlefield and everything turns into chaos. Trying to escape? Blocked. Trying to teleport? Blocked. Want to start a team fight?
Chaos dunk!
But listen, before we talk about how to play this hero, first we need to talk about how he works. Let's start off with his Q ability called Fissure. Earthshaker slams his totem on the ground that creates a stone wall that damages enemies and stuns them. But that's not even the fun part. You can also use this ability to stop enemies from escaping by blocking their exit path. Long story short, my man is inspired by the Orange Man, just building walls left and right, stopping others from going to the other side. Next up, we have his W ability. Earthshaker enchants his totem. And how he enchants his totem, you might ask? Not by incantation like you see in Harry Potter movies, but by slamming his totem on the ground. And you use this totem to deal a lot of damage. A lot of damage. With right items, you can easily obliterate your enemies with just one auto attack. Some people might call him one of the best carries and damage dealer in the game. And listen, they're not wrong. It's all about the perspective. Then we have his passive ability called Aftershock. Every time Earthshaker casts an ability, stuns and damages enemies around him. And because your W has a short cooldown, plus your other abilities, this thing gets annoying real quick. Nobody likes getting stun locked. But Valve had to take it one step further and give you a shard that gives you totally non-racist wall this passive ability. Which means I can just stay in the corner and keep stunning enemies when they're trying to teamfight. Then we have his ultimate ability called Echo Slam, but we like to call it
Tactical nuke incoming!
I don't think I have ever used an ultimate ability this satisfying. That feeling of using a blink dagger, jumping into a teamfight to nuke the whole enemy team. And that is the reason why everyone likes playing Earthshaker. Just to get that brief moment of joy and sending your enemies to the Shadow Realm. This AoE ability that deals more damage when you hit multiple enemies with this ability. Less enemies means less damage. More enemies means more damage. And as a self-proclaimed Earthshaker pro, I am the best when it comes to ulting. Last thing that I would like to mention is the Scepter. That upgrades your W. Instead of staying at one place, now you can leap to the targeted location. Just wanted to add that in for no reason. There are 2 main ways to play Earthshaker: lethal way and non-lethal way. We're going to talk about the non-lethal first because that's what is mostly recommended. We are going to play as support or position 3. When playing support, get your Q ability, which you're going to use specifically to create roadblocks on the highway so that you can move traffic collision from here to over here. And from that point forward, you're going to block creep waves, buy wards, annoy your teammates, block again, place wards, harass the enemy team, block again, ward at jungle camp, deny creeps using your W, block again, take the Lotus, block enemies from running away so that your offlaner can get the kill. And keep repeating this process. Also, because you'll be using a lot of abilities, you need to have high military spending, even though you're broke. Clarities, Mango, Wand, Arcane Boots, anything that gives you mana basically. Few minutes pass by, you will get your ultimate. This is a game changer. Now you have to do is start ganking other lanes and get few team kills using your ultimate. so that you can get gold to buy your first major item called Blink Dagger. This item makes sure that you deliver that nuke with precision, and not just for your ultimate but your Q and W ability as well, because don't forget, your passive have a short radius at the start. After this point, you have a lot of different choices of items that you can choose from. Ether Lens is very good for mana and cast range, Agnum Scepter if you want to roleplay as King Kong, Shadow Blade for some reason. I didn't know it was that popular. If you're looking for good stats, then I will highly recommend Kaya, which you can use to build Yasha and Kaya. This item gives you a lot of mana regen, movement speed, and spell amplification. It's a good item to have in almost every situation. Shard is also something that I would recommend. Makes your passive ability even more annoying. Octarine Core for cooldown reduction, BKB if they have a lot of magic and CC, or Shiva's Guard, something that will slow down enemies. All you need to do is stun the enemy team over and over again, dealing as much damage as you can and let your team take care of the rest. Or you can do what I do and use your abilities to steal kills. I have multiple times wasted my ult so that I can secure that one kill. And did I got that kill? No. But it's the effort that counts. And if all of this information is too much for you, then just forget I said anything and buy the refresher shard. Alright, listen, this is gonna sound crazy, alright? Imagine you have your ultimate ability, but instead of using it once, you use it twice in a row. I know, a revolutionary concept. And if you're still not sold on this idea, then you can go for the second option, and that is going lethal. And you might be saying to yourself, what is so special about this build? It inflicts excruciating pain. The game plan for this one is to buy as much damage as possible and use your enemy's skull as a baseball. I was really surprised how many times I just jumped into a fight and just executed enemies using my W key. You can literally one-shot enemies with this build and send them flying. This guy is even a better assassin than PA, and you'll never get tired of hearing that slamming sound. Daedalus is the core item in this build. With your W ability, you can deal bazillion damage just using this item. Blink Dagger and Agnum Scepter are highly recommended because you still have to use your Echo Slam. Agnum Scepter is very good for maneuvering in and out of the battlefield, or if you want to chase down your enemies. Desolator gives you very good damage and armor reduction, which works pretty well for physical damage. Next item that I'm gonna recommend is something that even I was surprised when I used it, and that was Revenant's Brooch. This item is a cheaper version of Daedalus, and honestly it deals a pretty decent amount of damage. And last but not least, Battle Fury, which gives you good damage numbers and also turns your auto attacks into AoE damage. Another thing that you can do is mix and match both types and create a hybrid build. Refresher Shard, Octarine Core, Daedalus, Desolator. You get what I'm saying, right? And if you still don't want to play Earthshaker, then you better change your mind.